Hey guys, hope you are doing well. Making just a quick trade recap video about today's trade. Yeah, it was a quick trade at a break even, but I think it can be interesting to show you the process. And then I tried to get a sell, but the price just ran without me, so yeah, it is what it is. I'll break down very quick because I appreciate you guys don't trade despair. I try to be quick, but at the same time make you understand why I took the trade. So yeah, on the daily time frame, we have more structure on the left, but just focus on this price action because it's much easier to explain. You have this bearish leg, okay, the bearish swing leg, and at this stage, price swept the low and didn't close below. Okay, so after the internal was bullish, at this stage, we are assuming that the complex pullback right off this leg has now started, and yeah, I'm happy to take longs, of course, but I do understand that price is also at the premium, right? Already past the EQ, so every time price reach a supply zone, it can be the future low high, okay? It can lead to lower prices, so we need to be very cautious if you're taking a buy from here, understanding that if you put, for example, the premium versus discount of this leg, we are in massive premium. Even in this leg, we are in premium, okay? We have high probability demands, so price can still go here, even here, but I argue that this can be used as inducement for this one. We have also this zone on the daily price only tapped the distal, so we have on EQ more orders to be observed. So yeah, just to in terms of the daily time frame, there is nothing more to explain. Price is at the premium levels, mitigating at time frame supply, and if you took any buys, manage accordingly. Okay. On H4, it's even clear. Let's focus on this piece of price action. You can argue that this was a break of structure, okay, and it's perfectly fine. So let's assume that, because I think it's easier for you guys, because a lot of you argue that this is a boss, and it is. I just marked this large one because basically, if you go to the daily, just to explain, this is more like this daily leg, okay, and if the daily chalk bearish, it just doesn't mean straight away that price is going to the downside, because this leg is still holding. So going to the H4. By the way, I use the large letters, I think that's the correct name, to signify the break of structure, and the small ones is internal, okay? It works for all the time frames for me. But focus on this H4. Price react, okay, very strong from the time frame supply. You can see this massive rejection, the 4-hour retrace, and at this stage price was is hovering around this demand. This demand doesn't hold any weight in terms of 4-hour perspective, in my opinion, and it can literally be just a pause in the market, right, to then continue to the downside. So I'm not very interesting to take longs from here and assuming price will put a new higher high. I took a long, but is based on M15 structure, more like a quick trade within the session. I'm not expecting new higher prices from this demand. It can happen, but majority of the time price at least likes to reject high probability POIs, not this very messy. And we are in premium with no inducement. We can argue that we left this liquidity to reach lower prices, so yeah, not a very good area for buys. So from now you already understand that sells is what I was looking for in the first place. And yeah, on the markups that I post, I said the same. Okay, H1 not needed for here. M15, okay, M15 is where everything happened for me. On M15, I have this swing low, right? This protected low, and this target high. So based on M15, right, we are bullish. And something that I have on my trading plan is that trading from protected levels is always valid. Of course, we need to understand the time frame idea behind, but trading from protected levels and knowing where your protected levels are is very important, okay? And I can still trade from protected levels even though we are higher in the leg, because I don't assume the structure will change until it does. Of course, I was looking for sales because I know this supply mitigation can hold, and yeah, but I will explain in a minute. But just to clarify, I took a long because it's in line with M15 structure, and it makes sense in terms of price action here. But I'm not expecting new higher highs. So based on M15, okay, we have this swing low and swing high, and we can see that internally we can see this M15 internal boss bearish. This can happen two things, okay? This internal break of structure bearish can be used just to facilitate a pullback to mitigate the demand and then continue higher, or what I forecast in the analysis channel. What is more likely to happen, because all the item frame analysis I just talked about, is that this internal break of structure giving us this protected internal high and this targeted internal low is going to hold until these low goes, because M15 need to boss bearish to facilitate the pullback on H4, okay? For price to, if I go back to H4, it's easier. For price to pull back, okay, we have this way, okay, or even this one, okay. For price to pull back right here, what you have, you need to 4 hour to provide a change of character that is the same in this situation as M15 boss bearish. So I'm not very inclined that this demand will hold for, to new higher highs. So when you go to the M15, because of this analysis, this internal structure here, okay, this leg, in my opinion, has much more probability to hold than this swing leg, okay? Because all of those reasons. If you are more conservative, you can wait, definitely you can wait for the M15 to boss bearish, which is the same as 4 hour shock in this case, and wait for the pullback, and then you have alignment and you can target much lower prices. But if you are a little bit more aggressive, and the way I was seeing and still looking at the market is, I'm happy to take a sell from this internal protected leg, assuming that will hold until the low goes, okay? So in the beginning of the session, let's just something like that. In the beginning of the session, I marked the supply, and this one I was using the M19, but I also marked this one because it was much cleaner and still unmitigated, okay? And when price went to the downside here, it left this perfect equal highs, very very clean equal highs, a clean M17 buy to sell that gets engulfed, still unmitigated. So I was looking for sales, but I was not interested in looking for sales in these areas. For example, trying to chase price in the middle. I have a very clear indication that I want to get the sell from this PY. So when I saw this candle, and this is what I said about not predicting, reacting for the market, because with the market information, okay? In this situation, when I saw this, I thought to myself, okay, so we are bullish. This is still unmitigated M15 supply. We have a perfect equal highs here. Price swept all this liquidity and is rejecting a protected internal low. Like I will argue that is a fractal low. I'm not sure if you saw the advanced technical analysis model. When I say fractal, it's like internal of internal, just to be a little bit more clear. But you have this push down, this push up, and this push down. So this low make a new higher high. So internally, in this case, fractal, okay, internal of internal, this is still protected. So when I saw all these equals, this unmitigated M15 supply, this strong reaction in the beginning of a London session, you can see 8 a.m., swapping all this liquidity and understanding that this is internal or protected low, okay, because this low make a new high after breaking this. I was happy to take a trade from here, understanding this can be just a pullback to then continue lower. So I went to the M1, and in the beginning I was not focusing on this at all, but it's difficult at 6.5 send you analysis and predicting everything that is going to happen. A lot of the times in the middle of the session I can adjust, I can have new ideas. So take all the analysis, myself and David and Matt, but don't be like, if I draw a zone, don't be waiting for the zone to be tapped every single time within the session, because price change, okay, just an idea. So at this stage, after this strong reaction, I was looking for buys. So yeah, now it's simple, okay, it's the entry model. You have the change of character. After the change of character, you analyze, I mean, this is my entry model, I'm not sure, because on EU, I believe that you can, if you are looking for flips that swap liquidity, a lot of the times you'll miss the trade. So I would advise you to collect data and define which ones do you prefer, the ones that swap or the ones that have trend line liquidity or equals above. On EU, when I was trading EU, I took both. I was not so picky, let's say, in terms of trying to analyze the flip. In this situation, on this pair, I like to use the flips that swap liquidity, okay? So after the change of character, the flip that swap liquidity happened here, okay? You can see that price, if you go to the, even on 30 seconds, you can see that price push down, push up, push down, push up, okay? So I just mark this zone, no, sorry, the M1 zone, the flip that swap liquidity, okay? So the POI, like you see in this situation, is very, very big, okay? Is extremely big. And on the 5S, it never gave a change of character, okay? I didn't get involved here because price didn't make a change of character, and I understand that the POI is very big, so I personally have refined to this one. So we continue. At this stage, I'm much more interested because this can use can be liquidity, okay, and this zone now hold much more weight. So when price taps here, I drop to the 5S, and okay. So you get involved here. I don't think, okay, there was no shock, so the shock is up here. What I do is I like to put an order ready to go. So when price breaks, I get involved. Okay, at this stage, I got involved. Back to the M1. First, take profit. If you are using technical targets, is this one, 6.5R. I personally was using 10R, okay, and yeah, so went to the upside. At this stage I moved to break even, and price is floating around these highs. I personally not looking for sells because the idea is to play the pullback back to this unmitigated supply, and these equals just asking to get swept. So I'm personally not interested in any sell. So okay, price went to the first take profit. If you are using technical targets again, a very quick 6.5R, and now I'm looking for sales because the idea behind of this push to the upside, if you notice, was to generate this sell side liquidity, and now price can move to the downside because price needs liquidity to target to move, okay? Price went to the upside, create these equals, and now is ready to get to push down, okay? So M1, I was looking for the trade. Okay, we have the change of character and the flip here, like I think price never come back. Price just went to the downside. And yeah, it is what it is. A little bit annoying, to be honest. I was starting 10R, but price runs 7.96 in this situation. If you enter a little bit low, I think it's around. I think it was around 8.2 my entry. But yeah, just follow the plan, collecting the data to then evaluate in the end of the quarter, or in the end of a good number of trades, to see if it worked using 10R, if it works using 5R, 7R, whatever, and let the data decide which one we'll choose. So yeah, that was my trade today, and hope you like it. See you soon, guys.